simple words, and they stir emotions and feelings across the entire state of Alabama, which can be felt and in many cases starts blood to boiling because rivalries like this define this great sport. Welcome to the home of the Alabama Crimson Tide, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, Saban Field at Bryant-Denny Stadium. As we'll see a squad from the SEC, the Auburn Tigers, taking on last year's national champion, the Alabama Crimson Tide. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. Alabama about to kick off to get this game underway. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So Auburn's offense will start this game off. Alabama had little trouble the last time they saw the Tigers blowing out Auburn in the Iron Bowl.
Alabama made a statement. They did it from the very opening whistle. They completely dominated the Tigers in all three facets of the game.
And the Tigers fans heard about it all year long. You know Bama loves to beat down Auburn in the Iron Bowl and brag about it for a year. Let's see what the Tigers respond with.
Leaves it with the running back. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
To the air on second down. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Terrible way to start this game if you're on offense. You've given up 2 straight negative plays. You ran the ball on first down for negative yards, and now you take a sack now on second down. That tells me this offensive line has got to wake up. You knew this was physically going to be a challenge, but you've got to get ready to go, and you've got to fight.
He's going to go down, and he's in his own end zone. It's going to be a safety.
And that is how you set the tone as a... On the first drive of the game, you're not just getting a 3-and-out. You're not even just getting a turnover, but you actually score points with a safety to open this thing up.
So Alabama's offense has its first opportunity of the day. He wants to change this route. Wants to throw on first down. Gets it out fast. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
I'll tell you, this guy has to get touches early in games. They're doing a good job of that right now. He's so dangerous once he has the ball in his hands. And I think if you're on offense, you move him around and you find more...
Brings him to the open. Let's talk about Alabama. As most everyone knows by now, one of the top disruptors on defense in the country, 5-star defensive lineman, and they got him with a huge verbal commitment last week. What's that going to do for them?
I mean, the excitement level through the roof. Getting a guy like that you know is plug and play. I mean, big, strong, athletic, makes your defensive line formidable right away. The recruiting class, they just gained some serious momentum.
That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
Simple pitch, simple catch, easy little drag route right over the field. It's a nice timing route. You can run it versus man, or you can run it versus zone and have a lot of success.
Takes the easy one to the back. And he'll throw it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Bama! Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. A very efficient 5-way scoring drive. And they finish it by firing one in from the 13 for the score. On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together. Get some good mojo going.
Working well behind the sticks on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact on the play, but no flags. It'll be third down. Guys, let's chat a little big picture, Auburn. I'm sure you guys saw what a get in recruiting. 4-star defensive lineman gave them a verbal commitment just last week. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
Second sack of the day, and guess what, dudes? He leads the nation in sacks. You better know where he is on every play. That dude has a knack for getting quarterbacks on the ground.
Makes the catch at the 45. This guy is a daring punt return man. He's not going to settle for the fair catch. A solid return. Gets a little bit of ground for the offense. He wants to start this drive with a pass. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. These two rivals first played in 1893, but there was nearly a half-century, guys, when they didn't play each other because they got in a fight over, among other things, gate receipts.
Yeah, listen, I've been lucky enough to broadcast this game before, and I'll never forget being at Bryant-Denny Stadium and just feeling the energy. It was just completely different versus anything I'd ever seen in college football before. David, there's a different meaning to this game for both of these schools in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, and it's just different because I think being in the state, like fans are around each other all year long. Players are around each other all year long. You know, the Iron Bowl is a civil war of hate between each other all year long, and they get to settle it on a big stage every year.
We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. On the ride. Now the toss. Defense played the Wildcat very well on that one, stopping them for a short gain.
Well, this defense knew coming into the game they were going to see the option, and they didn't know exactly how it was going to look specifically. They've seen it a few times early in this game. They've given up some yards, but it looks like they're clamping down on it now, guys, and we know they've got speed. They can go sideline to sideline. Really nice job that time. Getting hats over to the football, getting to the pitch man in the perimeter of the field, and getting him down on the ground.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Unleashes to the end zone. And he was going for the touchdown there, and they couldn't make the connection. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Wanting to move the chains, here comes Alabama on 4th. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Finds him out of the backfield. He stopped just short of the goal line at the 1. An explosive play has him set up. They were easily within field goal range there, but they don't feel like you can win this game 3 points at a time.
No, pass. I mean, you got to be aggressive. You got to get touchdowns, man. You've seen the...
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. Follow the blocker. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Lisa, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
From inside the 10-yard line, he'll bring it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. Off play action on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Got him downfield. Good, solid pickup on that one. They've got it out to the 40, and it's 1st down.
And that's why quarterbacks take their offensive lines out for all-you-can-eat wings. Clean pocket, able to step up, scan the entire field, and pick the open receiver.
And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
And there was nowhere to go. Just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Fields the punt and looking for daylight. The solid return there offsets some of the punt yardage and really sets up this offense nicely. They'll start this drive and snap it from the 40. Complete to start this drive. Turning it on! All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down.
Well, I I know the tight end did some good things after the catch, but got to give the quarterback credit, too, for the location of the throw. Because he put it out in front of his big man, he was able to make the catch and accelerate, creating some distance there between him and the defense.
And the incomplete pass was just too hot to handle. Not sure exactly what went haywire there, but the timing was just off.
And that's your job as a defense, right? You got to find a way to disrupt the timing and jam wide receivers or get to the quarterback and make him feel uncomfortable, but you can't let that timing be easy and effortless. Nice job by the defense.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
They're threatening to score, and they'll throw it. He makes the grab. And with that stop, we are headed toward the end of the first quarter. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. They came out and jumped on them early in the first. Let's take a break and look at the first quarter stats. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Wants to throw again. Intercepted, and now he's up to 14. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
One thing I love about this linebacker, guys, he's really good against the run, but he's also nice in coverage, too. That time, a cover two look by the defense, so he's just playing in space. He's watching the quarterback's eyes. He's able to jump the route and come away with the turnover.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish, and they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
Finds the tight end. And just a short, safe pass play, they pick up a few. They've got them then deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Trying to get rid of it. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to find another play.
You can just start to sense the frustration building for this offense after that incompletion. Right now setting up fourth down. They haven't yet scored a touchdown. They just can't find a rhythm in this game. Obviously, the defense, the big reason for that. But if this offense wants a chance to win, they have got to start stringing some completions together and get this quarterback in a better rhythm.
Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board. But you got to move on.
You do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
You know, as a defense, you can have the right call and the right guy in the right spot, but that guy's just too good. And how about the running back on that play, just making it?
What a job to lay out and make the catch. This freshman quarterback is slinging it out there to pick up that first down. On the doorstep of cashing it in for the offense. Working that left side now. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. Second and goal coming up. He's going for the goal line. And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown time. The kick is up and good, and put one more on the lead. They're set to kick it off. Do you think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. And Auburn is ready to go back to work on offense. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
You got to be impressed with this defense early in this game, guys. They've got a big lead because they are getting after the quarterback. They've already generated multiple sacks. They thought coming into this game they could take advantage of this offensive line, and that game plan is working to perfection.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a what they need to move the sticks. Here on third down for this offense. From the gun, wants to pass. Catch in the middle, it's Nicholson. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30. The Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. They've been steamrolled so far in this first half, David, but maybe a little positive momentum to take to the locker room.
Right, and I like you got the first down of the drive, so maybe you can build on this now. I would play with some tempo, obviously getting closer to halftime here. Maybe create some momentum, get a score here, and cut into this lead.
After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Back to pass. Got a man, it's Haynes. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down. The Tigers are moving quickly down the field. One back in the backfield, he gets the carry. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Trying play action. Unloads to the wideout. And the pass is incomplete. Jarred loose by the hit.
This defense has a lot of speed, especially in the secondary. You saw that speed. That defender got to that receiver so quick, and because of the hit, incomplete pass.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air.
Boy, this defense is ridiculous. On point. They know how to rush the passers. Multiple guys getting it done. 5 sacks, and we are still in the first half.
A high kick trying to pin them deep. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. We're at the 2-minute timeout. They've built a big lead, and they'll try to pile on a little more before the break. They'll open this drive from their own 42-yard line. Snagged out of the air. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
I love the QB here. He holds it, he holds it, he holds it just long enough to let the receiver run the drag route, and then he puts it out in front of him so he can catch it on the run in stride and then turn upfield to use his speed.
Fires to the wideout. Got his man on the right. Rustled out of bounds at the 12, and another productive play on this drive.
This offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line, good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
Now the pitch. Oh, what a caught! Touchdown, Alabama! Great job by the back on the option.
And the offense doing a nice job mixing the option play on that drive. They're able to get the defense outflanked. Nice decision by the QB, pitching it outside wide, and the running back using his speed.
From inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces 2nd down.
The big tight end tries to make a catch, and you can tell he extends for the ball, but great job by the defender getting in there, making the hit, dislodging the football out at the same time as he's going to catch it, and the big tight end couldn't hold on to it.
Wants to go up top. Almost had the completion. Just missed it.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You try to throw the ball harder to penetrate it through the weather and get it to your target, but just catching the...
He puts a lot of air under it down the sideline. Makes the grab on the right. Oh, and the defense in chase mode, and they finally get him down at the 35.
First down for the offense.
Looking to throw on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Brock. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. And now a chance not only to cut into the lead, but play it just right, and maybe the other team doesn't even get a chance to answer. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They've got it down to the 3. Now it's 2nd and goal. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Looking downfield very late in the half. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be 3rd down.
And that's a good job by this defense, man. You drop back, you play really smart, play sound. Understand, there's not a lot of field to cover, and they couldn't fit the ball in a window. Good pass defense.
Into the end zone. Pass is broken up. Incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
And this is the part of the field, man, you really got to have a plan because these windows get smaller and you're trying to fit that ball into the end zone. It's difficult to do. Quarterback, receivers, they got to be on the same page.
4th down and goal from the 3. Can the defense get a stop? Under fire. Oh, he dropped and he just lost his concentration and didn't look it all the way in. A bold decision to go for it on 4th down and one that did not pay off. So they come to the line and the Wildcat going to give him a different look. They finally make the stop, and the defense out of sorts against that Wildcat, and they give up a big play. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half, maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They found a little running room out of the Wildcats, still short of the 1st down marker. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, in a rivalry filled with magical moments, even more here today between the Tigers and Tide.
Just about set here in the second half as Auburn about to kick it off. Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Here comes that Alabama offense. Let's see if they can keep that first half momentum rolling. They'll open the second half with a run. Solid run, picks up 6 and gets it to the 28.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
Now the play fake. He fires to the left side. Picked off. That's number 15 on the year.
That's how you got to give the defense credit, though, because with these conditions, it's not easy to catch for the offensive players. Certainly not for the defense, but great eye-hand coordination securing that interception.
Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Tight end finds a soft spot. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here comes the offense on 2nd down. To the ground with the back. Got enough for the 1st down and wants more. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wondered maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
And it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. Be interested to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
It's incomplete and maybe a little too aggressive from this senior trying to fit that one in there.
You know, these linebackers have to be so good in zone coverage of reading the quarterback's eyes to get to the ball. You saw that linebacker do it.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. Oh, they're after him. Pressure's there and he lets it go. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Auburn sends out the punting unit. This will be the 5th kick of the night. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. And they'll get him down after the return at the 27-yard line.
You know, the worst thing that can happen to return men is muffing punts, fumbling it, putting on the ground, and he did it right there. He's very lucky he was able to jump on his own fumble.
The Tide offense rolls onto the field. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose a yard.
Well, the defense was trailing going in at halftime, and I think they made some adjustments against the run. They want to slow this guy down. That's a really nice start to the second half if you're on defense.
He's got him. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. Alabama pushing the tempo. They'll try to run for it. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47.
You ain't getting by all these guys right up the middle unless your offensive line and your tight ends and everybody is putting in the work up front, committing to blocking.
Oh, and he can't hold the pitch, and the ball's loose. Recovered by the defense, and he's off. Speeding down the left side. Past the 10. Touchdown, Tigers. And they turn it into a defensive score.
And that's just the guy you want to find that football. The ball's loose. Who do you want to get it? One of your little fast guys. The defensive back picks it up and turns on the afterburners, takes it all the way back for the touchdown.
And the extra point is good. From inside his own 10, he'll try to help out their field position. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Guys, here comes that Alabama offense onto the field. Shoots it to the left. It's caught downfield. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Positive plays. That's all you're looking for here in the option game. Not everything is going to be a 70-yard touchdown run, obviously, but if you can pick up positive yardage like that and the quarterback makes good decisions, pitching it out when no one's accounting for the pitch, man, you'll take that all day long. They don't get the first down, but why would you stop running option after a play like that?
The Crimson Tide needs to convert on 3rd and short. They'll try to get the first through the air. It's complete. He's got enough to move the chains, and they'll spot it at the 47. Line gets set, first down. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the right. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on first down. Second down coming. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. The offense changing the play. They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. It's incomplete, and that also might be what is called a learning experience and one this freshman got away with.
I think as a quarterback, you get in your mind before the snap a lot of times where you're going with the football, and sometimes you lock on it a little bit too long, and right there I think he did. He'd probably want that throwback.
That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker.
4th down, coming up.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Big man has it. It's a first down and more. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. The pitch. Wildcat look didn't get much. Picked up a few on that one.
Playing the option, man. Consistently playing responsibility football. Nice job by the defense being where they're supposed to be. This option will just keep giving it to you over and over and over again, and you got to pass those tests.
Touchdown, Bama! A great catch and run for 6. The Tide is rolling as Alabama starts to pull away from Auburn.
Yeah, and Alabama handling the moment. Obviously, we know they got great players, great tradition, but handling the moment in the Iron Bowl, big stage, a lot of hatred, doing a great job of handling all of that, Palmer.
And Alabama knew coming into this game, you just throw the records out when you're playing your in-state rival, Auburn. What matters is what you do on the field when that first whistle blows. And Alabama simply, in all three phases of the game, they've been better.
Not quite in rhythm there, incomplete.
I love the quick decision the QB made there in that RPO, knowing he wanted to get it out of his hands fast. He just needs to make a more accurate throw moving forward.
And back to the air on second down. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
How about the job and recognition by the defense? They knew exactly what they were trying to set up, and they had multiple defenders surrounding that intended target so that there was nowhere for him to go once he caught the ball.
On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. He did not make it a stone wall on third down. Auburn's going to have to send out the punt team. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He'll field the punt and see what he can get. They were playing with fire on that return, and he got loose for a good return of better than 30 yards. This offense has it with really good field position. Off the RPO, complete. Guided out of bounds, they'll mark him down at the 14. As they get set to snap it, just about to reach the end of the quarter. Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. He's all the way down to the 3, showed it all on that run. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Direct snap. And he takes it in for a score. Touchdown, Crimson Tide. The offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
We've reached a break, and Alabama has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Will the beatdown continue, or is this a comeback for the ages in store? We'll see as we start the fourth. Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. Takes it inside his own 20. Chance for great field position here. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. So here comes the Auburn offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. Defense fills those gaps. He's got one to the 28. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Looking to fire. Finds his tight end. And good coverage by the defense, just a short game.
Just get the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead, it's late, and they're going to try to tackle everybody inbounds. Offense is going to have to really work for this and be smart. You got to attack the sidelines. You got to throw first downs. You got to keep this thing moving vertically down the field.
And this passing attack has not been great today. It hasn't found a way to manufacture those big plays and to scare this defense. And now, in passing situations, trailing, this is a tough spot for this offense.
And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. They'll move the wide receiver. And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go? Throws to the wideout. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete. You have a big lead in the fourth quarter. When you do that, the only explanation for it is you're trying to send a message by sticking in another touchdown.
Yeah, in saying, listen, it's your job to stop us, and right now we're eating you alive. So I think, you know, there's some psychological warfare, right? There's some, I'm going to get in your head. There's some, I want to beat you on recruiting trail and in the future, and, you know, kind of take that, a little rub their nose in it.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Looking to the big tight end. And here's the third interception of the night. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Well, we know these are slick conditions today in this game. Wide receiver just didn't seem to really get a good grasp on the ball when it hit his hands. Didn't stick right away. There's a bit of a bobble, and because of it, the defense able to come away with the pick.
Got it behind the line. It's Brock. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
This has been happening all night. They stubbornly keep giving him the ball, and the defense is all over it.
Great job of contained by this defense, and in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic, and that's exactly.
And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38. Auburn sends out the punting unit. They'll look to pin him deep. And that one will bounce and roll out of bounds. Let's see exactly where they mark it. Here comes that Alabama offense. He threw a pick the last time they had it. Now they have to take care of the football. Wants to adjust the pattern. Sends it downfield. And it slips through his fingers. Incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. Backed up now. Here's second and long. The give as they work on that clock. Got the first down and more. Stopped at the 28, but a big 15-yard pickup gives them some breathing room. Now on first down from the 28. Wants to go up top on first down. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down. So now it's second and long.
We've seen this offense click and hum, and it's not clicking. Something's a little bit off, and I like the deep shot down the field. At least it wasn't an interception, but they got to find a way in this O to manufacture some first downs and some passing yards because everything's been difficult today.
It'll be third and short from their own 33. From the gun, wants to pass. Hauls it in. Turns it on in midfield. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 41 after the good gain there. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. To the air on first down. Tony makes the catch.
It's definitely the wide receiver's job to create space, right? So whether you're running a go or you're running a hitch like this right here, I got to find a way to push off legally or just create a little bit of space to get some positive yards.
They'll go to the air on second and short. Complete to the right. Run out of bounds at about the 13-yard line, and that's where this offense will go back to work. Alabama comes to the line with first and 10. He's got it and still on his feet. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Down to the 3-yard line, and that's where they'll have it first and goal. We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. On first and goal, let's see if Alabama can get it in the end zone. They'll try to get it in with the run. And they're going to put another one into the end zone. zone as they just keep piling points on the scoreboard.
With that last touchdown, they remain undefeated. What can you say about this offense? One of the most explosive in the entire nation, and they're coming in, I think, every week with the mindset that we're just going to outscore everybody. We are okay going into a track meet, and that's really what we saw in this game today, but opponents just cannot keep pace with them and all of the athletes they have on the offensive side of the ball.
A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. Rides the back and leaves it. He's stopped again. He's had a busy night, if not necessarily a productive one so far.
I know a lot of people were thinking there was a chance this defense could contain one of the best running backs in all of college football. I don't know if anybody thought they...
And the quarterback goes down at the 11-yard line. Now 3rd and long and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Going to try to get it himself. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet. Offense has it at the 28 on 1st down. They'll try the run. He's stopped in the backfield again, and this just hasn't been his night. It's been more like a nightmare. And the Tigers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. He's got his man. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Man, those last 2 plays were disasters, and now it's 3rd and 17. He's got the tight end. He's out past the 35. At midfield, he's got room. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40. And the best thing about this, the offense can't worry about the scoreboard. Just keep trying to make plays like that, Jesse.
I know a lot of people in the stadium probably feel like this game is over. Maybe it's been over for a while, Reese, but don't tell that to this quarterback and his teammates. They're still out there scrapping and clawing.
This defense has played with a chip on its shoulder. Like they knew this guy was a great running back, and they took pride shutting him down today. So many guys near the line of scrimmage, so aggressive. Priority number 1 was stopping that great running back. And not only have they done that, he has negative yards rushing on the day.
He got his hands on it, but couldn't hold on to it. What a time that would have been for their first pick of the game. This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. He's picked off, and he's thrown a dozen of them. Got room on the return. The 40, the 20, the 10, and he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown time!
And this has been the story of the game. Everything going their way. Offensively, special teams, and now on defense. Here in the 4th quarter, they're still being aggressive. They're still jumping these throws. And he picked that thing off and took it all the way to the house.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. Now here comes that Auburn offense onto the field again. At this point, it really hasn't been your best day. Just try to find something to build on here at the end, David.
Just try to keep fighting. Show your kids you're going to keep fighting. Keep throwing the football. Try to get some points up. Palmer, points have been at a premium. They haven't scored very much, but keep fighting, man.
Yeah, and just, try to find things to build off of for next week as well, right? I mean, it's all about...
Fires one high and deep. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. Offense set on 1st down. These DBs going to give a little cushion. Likely a lost cause, but they'll throw it again. And that pass is incomplete. They were going for the consolation touchdown, but to no avail, and that's going to do it for this one. The latest edition of this in-state passion play is...
it.